Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, woman on the run after alleged fatal stabbing of child's father. A woman who allegedly stabbed the father of her child during a dispute leading to his death is now on the run. Dead is 26-year-old LaShawn Parker of St. John's Road, St. Catherine. Reports are that Parker and the mother of his child were having a dispute at his home when she allegedly used a knife to stab him in the upper body. He was reportedly assisted to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The incident happened on Wednesday, June 26, about 7 p.m. The police said the woman fled the scene. As investigations continue, detectives are urging the suspect to turn herself in at the nearest police station immediately. Former NCB employee sentenced to 2 years in prison for $74.5 million of fraud. Former National Commercial Bank employee Kadeen Thomas was sentenced to 24 months in prison after pleading guilty to fleecing 3 of the institution's customers of a total of $74.5 million. The sentence was handed down Thursday in the St. Anne's Parish Court. In February, Thomas had admitted to 3 counts of larceny as a servant and 31 counts of uttering forged documents. She was charged with larceny and offenses under the Cybercrime Act in January 2023. Reports are that during a 2-year stint with NCB's Wealth Advisor Department, Thomas forged the client's signatures on a debit instrument, then debited their accounts and transferred funds to several accounts, including hers. It was revealed that Thomas had stolen US $407,472.47 along with Jamaican $10,159,310.04, totaling a sum of Jamaican $74.5 million. Earlier this month, she was ordered to make a full restitution of the amount stolen. Vendor charged with a senior citizen's murder. A St. Catherine vendor has been charged in connection with the murder of a senior citizen who recently succumbed to injuries he received when he was hit in his head with a piece of wood while walking. The deceased has been identified as 86-year-old Vincent Lewin of Polyground District, Yoaton in the parish. Charged with murder is the 38-year-old Roderick Menzie of the same community. According to the police, about 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, June 20, Lewin was walking along the roadway when he was hit in his head with a piece of wood. He was reportedly assisted to the hospital where he was admitted in serious condition. The police said Menzie was later arrested when he turned up at the hospital seeking treatment for the wounds. The police said they were alerted, and after preliminary inquiries, Menzie was identified as a suspect in the incident. The investigation was upgraded to murder when Lewin succumbed to his injuries on Saturday, June 22. Menzie was charged on Wednesday, June 26, and is awaiting a court date. Public eye found dead in Mandeville. The body of a man was found in a section of 3 Chains, Mandeville in Manchester on Thursday morning. Relatives named him as Leroy Baker, 48, otherwise called a Public Eye, a resident of Hearties in the parish. Relatives say Baker was last seen about 11:30 p.m. on Wednesday leaving his home. However, about 6 a.m. Thursday, passers-by stumbled on his body on a roadway in 3 Chains near the Caledonia Road intersection. The police were alerted and the scene processed. A police source said there were no visible marks of violence on the body. Police are awaiting the outcome of a post-mortem to determine the cause of death. Landscaper murdered while on the job in Linstead. A 53-year-old landscaper was killed while on the job in Victoria District, Linstead, St. Catherine on Wednesday. He is Fitzroy Angus, otherwise called Bog. The police report that about 8:30 a.m., Angus was carrying out landscaping in a yard when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants who shot him repeatedly. A police party which was nearby responded to the explosions. He was assisted to the Linstead Public Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Angus was found in blood, suffering from gunshot wounds at the back of a premises. He was assisted to the Linstead Public Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Soldiers injured in separate incidents during freak storm. Two members of the Jamaica Defensive Force suffered injuries in separate incidents in the corporate area during a freak storm which lashed sections of the island on Wednesday. The storm produced heavy rains and a strong wind. In the first incident, a female soldier was a part of a foot patrol along Providence Lane in Swallowfield, St. Andrew, when the storm downed a wall which fell on the woman. She suffered a broken ankle. Meanwhile, over in Hunts Bay, a private on duty along 3rd Street was injured by a tent that was impacted by the storm. Both injured soldiers were taken for medical attention. Downed trees and utility lines block Mandeville Road. Perth Road in Mandeville, Manchester has been blocked by downed trees following inclement weather affecting the south-central town on Thursday. Mayor of Mandeville Donovan Mitchell said he has received reports of downed trees blocking other roads leading into Mandeville. We have been having heavy rains and a breeze since last night. There are fallen trees in areas such as Perth Road, New Green and some other areas in other divisions, he said. Mitchell said the roof of the Alexander Basic School in St. Tulis has been damaged, resulting from the inclement weather. Some sections of it have been torn off. At Perth Road, the fire services have gone there and put a caution tape at the area. The utility wires are down. We are asking persons to use the alternative route through Bloomfield Street or Balvenie, he said. We are watching the situation at this time and to see whether or not we need to do any more announcements to persons, added Mitchell. He reiterated that the flooding issue on Ward Avenue has been resolved. We have been having rains, but I am glad that so far, Ward Avenue is still a good road. We have done some works over the weekend to remove a blockage there. We have cleared 2 drains on Smoky Street, he said. Investigations continue following death of PNP councillor Rohan Bryan. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says that the case involving the death of People's National Party councillor Rohan Livingston Bryan at the Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas has been referred to the patient complaints mechanism. The South East Regional Health Authority is continuing its investigation into Mr. Bryan's death. Dr. Tufton says the investigation will seek to determine if negligence led to the death of Mr. Bryan. The South East Regional Health Authority's report identified several issues that may have contributed to the unfortunate outcome of Mr. Bryan. Investigations by Sarah are still ongoing. However, the case has also been referred to the patient complaints mechanism, where an expert panel of physicians and legal experts are being convened to review the issues raised in the report and to determine if there is any negligence on the part of any of the responsible personnel, as well as to make any recommendations for the way forward, said the minister, who was speaking Wednesday at a post-cabinet media briefing. Mr. Bryan, who represented the Morante Bay division in the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, died of a heart condition at the hospital close to 2 months ago. St. Catherine teacher charged with sexual touching of his 12-year-old student. An educator at a St. Catherine-based institution has been arrested and charged following allegations he sexually molested a female student under his care. The 30-year-old man is answering to charges of sexual touching and sexual grooming. His name is being withheld to protect the identity of the 12-year-old victim. He allegedly committed the crimes at the school. The matter was reported to the police, and following an investigation, the teacher was arrested. He was subsequently charged on Thursday after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. A court date is being finalized for him. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.